Well, yesterday didn't really go as well as anybody would have wanted it to. Um, but I have to talk about it, even though I don't want to. Um, but the Flyers took on the Maple Leafs yesterday at home as their second to last uh, game on the homestand. And, they started off pretty well. 1 minute and 9 seconds into the first period, Christian Dvorak gets a goal, and it was beautifully placed. It was beautifully played. Travis Konecny takes it into the top left corner, leaves it for Nikita Gurbankin, slides it right to Dvorak, puts it in the top right corner of the net, past Anthony Stolarz. Gives the Flyers the early 1-0 lead, and it's the start that you want to a hockey game, but, you can't just ride on it. And I feel like that's kind of what the Flyers did. I only watched like the first two periods and maybe 5 minutes into the third before I turned it off because it was embarrassing. But yeah, off to a good start. Dvorak gets that goal. But shortly thereafter, Austin Matthews ties it. And who else would you expect? Austin Matthews played a hell of a game yesterday. He was shooting the puck a lot, especially on the power play. But, the Flyers penalty kill unit coming in clutch a lot yesterday. Yeah, Dan Vladar did all he could. But when you come against a really hot Leafs team, they're going to shoot the puck a lot. And when your defense can't stand in front of the net, they're going to go in the net. So, yeah, Dvorak and Matthews get the only goals in the first period. The first period shots on goal were in favor of the Flyers. They were 7-6. Yeah, so it was so sloppy on Philly's part. It was just turnover after turnover, and you can't have that, obviously, because even in like sports like football, if you get a turnover and they rush it down the field 30 yards, you know what I mean? But our power play did great, or our penalty kill did great. Travis Konecny gets a major, I believe it was a major, but it was 4 minutes. In the first period, Konecny gets a 2-minute minor for high sticking against Easton Cohen, and then he gets another penalty on top of that, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct on Easton Cohen. And he runs his mouth. I love the guy, but he scores goals and he makes plays, but he runs his mouth. You saw it against the Seattle Kraken after his tilt. And in the penalty box, he was looking over at him, and he was running his mouth. And, you love that in Philly, though. Like, you love to have guys like that in Philly, but there's a point where you can run your mouth off, but you can also stay out of the penalty box. That's what happens. So, moving on to the second period. About 8 minutes and 14 seconds into the second period, Jack McCabe gets a goal, assists from Chris Tanev and Michelli. And later in the period, Nicholas Robertson gets a goal, his third of the season, assists from Matthew Nyes and John Tavares. And at this point, we're watching it on TV, and I really just wanted to turn it off and play video games. I give props to the Maple Leafs for, being a decent team. But this game this game just made me unmotivated. It was really bad hockey in Philly's part, and I don't want to blame anybody, but I think we need to get our defensive side of the game in line. Like, I feel like our only two good defenders right now are Sanheim and Drysdale. Like, Zamula hasn't been doing it. York definitely hasn't been doing it with how much he's been turning over the puck and how much he's been complaining about how he wants to play his way, and he's begging Tocchet to let him play his way. And it honestly looked like the Flyers that I've seen the last 5 years, ever since the playoff run. It's just slow and not shooting the puck at all. And there is controversy in this game, and we move on to the third period. Easton Cohen scores 33 seconds into the third period, and at this point, this is where I turn it off. I'm done. I don't want to watch it anymore. And it was a beautiful shot right past Vladar into the back of the net, and he already broke his streak for only letting 2 goals in as a Flyers goaltender and no more. But yeah, just bad game. It's not listed on here, but I did see it. Christian Dvorak should have gotten a goal. He deflects it off of his stick, doesn't go into the net, is a save by Stolarz. Puck falls down on the ground and he gets the rebound. Now, there's a lot of mixed opinions on this one. The ruling, after all of the reviews, if there was reviews, I have no idea. The refs immediately blew it, no goal. But Dvorak tips it, goes off of Stolarz, and then he rebounds it. Now, the argument there is, if it is a high stick, the other team technically touched it. So, in theory, there should be really no high stick call on the play since Stolarz touched it. But the other argument is that he didn't have possession of it. So, essentially, Dvorak rebounding it didn't really help anything. But I don't know the rule, so I could be wrong. But I still think it should have been a goal since it was a save. But if there's people out there saying, like, oh, well, he saved it, it wasn't really possession, you know what I mean? I guess that makes sense. But still. And then throughout this, there was I don't think it was dirty, but there was a hit on Chris Tanev by Matvei Mishkov. Mishkov didn't appear to be looking at Tanev, so it didn't seem like it was malicious intent. And from the video that I've seen, it seems like Mishkov just comes into the center of the ice and Tanev's there, and it was just a bad placement of a hit. So a lot of people are saying that it's Mishkov's fault, and it definitely is, but I don't think there was any like foul play or malicious intent involved. I just think that he didn't know he was there and he hit him, because after he hits him and he sees him on the ground, he skates over to him, and I'm pretty sure he's asking if he's alright. And you don't do that after you try to hurt somebody. You start talking shit. And now, nobody ever wants to hurt anybody, but you know, there's times where you lay a hit and then the other guy gets hit or hurt. So, I don't know. I don't think it was foul play. I think that it was just wrong place, wrong time. So, anyway, 16 minutes and 8 seconds into the third, Tyson Foerster gets a goal on Anthony Stolarz, making it 4-2, which in theory it should have been 4-3. But it doesn't matter anyway, because Cale Jarnkruk buries the empty netter, making it 5-2, and the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Philadelphia Flyers 5-2. The stats of the game: the shots were in favor of the Flyers, shockingly. 33-27. The face-off percentages was 57.4% in favor of the Leafs. The power play, the Flyers were in favor by 16.7%, being 1 for 6 on power plays. The Maple Leafs obviously being 0 for 3. Once again, really good penalty kill unit on the Flyers side. The penalty minutes, the Flyers had less, shockingly. The Maple Leafs had 12, and the Flyers only had 6. The hits department was in favor of the Leafs by 3. It was 20-17. The block shots also in favor of the Leafs, 20-11. The giveaways were in favor of the Flyers, and that makes complete sense. This team does not know how to keep the puck. You know what I mean? Like, they give it away, and it's dumb. Like, they shouldn't have to be, giving away the puck when you have guys who are starting to get together, like, learn chemistry. And it's a problem in Philly. It's been happening every single game that I've seen. And the takeaway stats are not in their favor. So, but the Flyers had 1 takeaway, and the Leafs had 0. The shots on goal, it was 7-6 in the first period in favor of the Flyers, 12-7 in favor of the Leafs, 19-9 in favor of the Flyers in the third period, and 19 shots to 9 and only 1 of them going in. That's kind of sad, but that's not anywhere for me to talk. I play men's league and I can barely hit the fucking net, so I can't really talk anyway. So, making the total shots on goal 33-27. I don't know, but man, this team, I know it's one bad game. I know. They're 6-1. They're 6-2 now at home. They've only won at home. I can't really be too upset because we lost 1 game, but I was thinking about this earlier. It's not that we lost the game, it's how we lost the game. Like, me and a buddy of mine, we went to a Buffalo Bills game in October, and the Bills lost, and I wasn't upset that they lost. It was going to happen. They were 4-0, and it was how they lost. It's the not trying, or like the fact that it looks like you're not trying, when you can obviously make these plays, and you see the defense changing up, but you're not doing anything to change up your offense. And that goes for the Flyers. The offense on the Maple Leafs was insanely good. And yet, we weren't back-checking. The forwards weren't back-checking. It seemed to be only the 3 defensive players, being the center and the 2 defensemen, that were trying to get back. The wingers weren't even at their points, which were leaving the wide open. I did notice that they were mainly at the top hash mark, which was good. But, yeah, I mean, it was brutal. It was very bad. The Flyers are taking on the Calgary Flames tonight for the final game of their homestand. The Flames are currently 1-7-2 in their last 10 games. And their record is 2-9-2. So this should be an easy game for the Flyers. Like, it shouldn't be anywhere near close of a game. It should be like a game that we had on Thursday against the Predators. And but hopefully not as bad of shots as it is. I don't know who they're playing tonight in net for the Flyers, but if it's Dan Vladar, I kind of want to say it's going to be a for sure win, but if it's Alexei Kolosov, it might not be. We saw him play in Hershey against the Washington Capitals for the preseason game, and he looked like Swiss cheese. Dan Vladar only lets in 1 goal in the first period, and it wasn't really like a goal that he could really stop. It was kind of like a one-timer where the pass was already made, and he couldn't get over in time. So, but Kolosov was just dropping him left and right, and yeah. Although he did get a shutout in the American Hockey League with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, but I have no idea what to expect if he plays tonight. So, yeah, the team leaders so far are Blake Coleman with goals. He has 5. Owen Tippett, still the goal leader for the Flyers with 5. Nazem Kadri has 7 assists for the Flames, and Trevor Zegras has 9 assists for the Flyers. But the goaltending leaders, Dustin Wolf only has 2 wins and Dan Vladar has 4. So I don't really know what to feel like right now. But the percentages look good. They're mainly in favor of the Flyers. The power play, the Flyers are sitting at 19th with a 19.4 percentage. And the Flames are sitting at 28th with a 14 percentage. So that's good. Even though the Flyers team doesn't really have a solid playoff division, or playoff power play team, you know, it could be good. Now, the Flyers, I've seen this for the first time now. The Flyers are the second best penalty killing team in the NHL right now. This is a constant pattern. The Flyers are good on the penalty kill, but they don't know how to do the power play. Now, the Flames penalty kill unit is 76.9% and they're 18th. So if we can just get a decent power play unit going, like Zegras, Konechny, Tippett, Brink, and Drysdale, which seems to be the one that they've been using a lot. But I don't know what that's going to look like with Sean Couturier still being out on injury. But who knows? We'll have to see tonight. I probably won't be able to watch most of it, so I'll probably have to watch it tomorrow at some point. But the face-off percentages are in favor of the Flyers by about 4.6%. The Flyers are sitting at 50.6%, and they're 16th in the league. And the Flames are sitting at 46%, and they're 27th. Goals for, games played. The Flyers are sitting at 2.73, which puts them 24th. The Flames are sitting at 2.15, and they're sitting at 32nd. And the goals allowed per games played, the Flyers are sitting at a 2.64 average, which puts them 6th in the league. They're doing very well on that department. And the Flames are at 3.54, and they're 26th in the league. So what this tells me is that the goaltending on the Flame side is not good right now. If you look at the goaltending spot, Dustin Wolf has lost 8 games this season, and Dylan Cooley has only lost 1. They both lost 1 overtime game. Their save average, Cooley's is 90. Dustin Wolf's is 302. I don't think that's the right one. I don't know what that means. But the save percentages, Cooley is at 84%. Wolf is at .266. Goals allowed, Cooley's only let in 6. Wolf has let in 36. Okay, so this one's telling me the save percentages. I'm wondering if that's just saves. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. I don't really know what this means because it doesn't tell me. The save percentages, now we're getting to that part. Cooley is at a 9.33 and Wolf is at a 0.881. So that means just Cooley's making more saves, but I guess if he hasn't played as many games, that makes more sense. The goal allowed average, Cooley is 1.98 and Wolf is 3.36. So that makes sense that their main goaltender is actually the statistic. So, yeah. If we want to check out the Flyers one, I really don't have anything else to do here. But Vladar has 14 goals allowed. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. Urson only has 13 goals allowed, but he hasn't played as many games as Vladar, so, you know. Vladar with a .924 save percentage. Urson with an 8.76 percentage, and Kolosov, since he hasn't played a game, is at 1 flat. I mean, Vladar's goal allowed average is 2.11 and Erison's 3.08. And with Erison hurt, you know, you got to count on the backup goaltender because you can't keep playing Dan Vladar. So he probably won't play tonight. It'll probably be Alexei Kolosov, but I have no idea what to expect. But this has kind of been a long video, and I want to go play video games, so I guess I'll catch back with you guys after the game tomorrow. Peace.